Hi guys, I'm Alex and I'm interviewing Miss Millette, or known as Miss Pelletier. So, what made you want to be a teacher?
What made me want to be a teacher?
Yes.
Actually, it's quite comical because one of the teachers who influenced me the most is the one I took over for, Mr. Petrillo, who was here before. And he, amongst all the teachers here at Biddeford High School, made me want to be a teacher because he challenged me. I was always good in English in middle school, and I got to his class freshman year, and he gave me my first ever C. And I remember being like, what? I'm a pro writer. Why are you giving me a C? I am so good. And so I went and talked to him, and he's like, I know you wrote this the night before. And I was like, that's the reason why you gave me a C? Yeah, you could do so much better than this. And so he challenged me to like keep performing and performing. And then Mr. Bomani, who's a chemistry teacher here, I was pretty good at chemistry for some odd reason, I don't even know. But other kids in my class were struggling, and so he had me work with them one-on-one. And so I was like, oh, I could get used to this working one-on-one. And I had always liked, like kids and stuff like that. So before that, I wanted to run a daycare, and that would have been insane because I don't have that much patience with little kids. So teaching was like, aha, I could do this. I could see myself helping out people at this age every day. And because I'm a writer, I like writing young adult lit and realistic fiction. And so I was like, oh, it could influence me to be a better writer by working with these kids and seeing how skilled they are. So I just kind of flowed into it, I guess.
Well, good. And what do you like about what you do?
What do I like about what I do? I like, I don't know, that's a hard question. I like seeing the kids. I like being in the hall and have kids shouting out to me and being like, hey, what's up? And I like them coming to my class and knowing who I am. And I just love those like aha moments when you've been working with kids and working with them on something. And whether it takes a week or whether it takes a couple days, just when they finally get it and you see that like look on their face like, aha, I got this. And then you're like, yes, score, win. And that feels good. And then seeing the kids, like, because this is my second year teaching, seeing the kids that I had last year out in the hall and them being like, hey, how's it going? I'm so glad you're here, and stuff like that makes me feel really good. Like, oh, maybe I'm doing something right for a change. So that's kind of like those moments that I really hook onto and like.
Good. Do you have any favorite sports or sports teams?
Oh, brother. I'm not a big fan of like professional sports. I'll watch them if they're on the TV because I'm addicted to TV, so whatever on the screen I watch generally. But as for sports, the only sport I like to watch on my own that's not on the TV, but I will turn it on, is the Boston Bruins. I like to watch hockey. I like the fights. I like the action. I like the fact that it's so fast-paced, it doesn't feel like it's going to drag on. My college roommates used to make me watch baseball, and I was like, this takes forever and a day. Like, great, it's cool, and I'd rather watch it in person, so I'd rather watch like high school baseball or college baseball. But to watch it on TV, I was like, but hockey's so fast-paced that I loved it. And so I will watch that and I will scream at the TV and get really intense. Completely different person when watching hockey. But that's probably my favorite sports team, I guess, if I had to pick. I've also gone to a ton of Celtics games because I like basketball and I play basketball. So that's pretty much my favorite sport. But that's about it, I guess.
Have you had any other jobs besides teaching?
Yes. How much time you got? No, I'm just kidding. I've worked for daycares. I've babysat. What else did I do? I worked at Ray's Market for years. I worked as an office secretary when I was in college. I volunteered at a writing center to help kids with writing. So, lots of jobs, you know? But that's about it, I guess.
How long have you been teaching?
This is my second official year teaching, so only 2 years. I did some subbing at Sanford for a year, but other than that, this is it.
So out of which of the jobs you did before teaching, which one would you say was your most liked one?
Most liked? I'd have to say working as an office secretary, despite the fact that I would never want to be tied down to a desk answering phones. It was the most exciting, mainly because the people I worked with were really great, and the people I talked to were really insane. The phone conversations you have with like past alumni from Farmington are crazy. They're pretty insane, so that was like my favorite job. And people would call and they'd give me their names, and they were just insane names, like Mrs. Buttocks or something, and so we'd laugh about the names of people that were calling us, so I think that was my favorite job.
If you could go anywhere, where would you go?
Where would I go?
Yeah.
I have to pick one place or like a general vicinity?
Like one place.
England. If I had to pick one place to go, it'd be England.
And why would you go to England?
I'm obsessed with England. I met one of my really good friends, his name's Shane, when I was like 10, and he was from England. And his grandmother lived relatively close to us, and so he came and visited her for the summer, and I fell in love with the accent, and then he just kept sending me stuff from England, like food and hobnobs, and so I got really into it, and then he'd send me different bands from over in England, because I love music, and they'd be all these like really cool bands I had never heard of before. They weren't over here yet, so I felt really cool and kind of hipsterish, which is now like the fad, but back then it really wasn't. Listening to all these bands that no one even knew about, and so I just loved the whole scene. And then like growing up, like Skyping and chatting with him all the time was really cool, because he'd like show me his work and show me his school, and I'd be like, England's so big, I just want to go there and see things. So I think that would be why I just kind of slowly got glimpses of it, and it teased me so much that I'm like, I'm going to go there once in my life.
What hobbies do you have? And
Hobbies.
yeah.
Well, I like to pretend I'm an artist and go outside and paint pictures and draw pictures. I mean, I don't know if you classify as artwork when you actually see it, but it's fun and exciting. I like to read. Obviously, English teacher likes to read, right? I write. I'm working on my second novel. Now, if only I could get somebody to publish them. That would be the next step in the phase. But I like to write in my free time, just about anywhere and everywhere I can find a nice little spot. I like going outside, I like kayaking, I like camping, and I like the real camping, like sleeping in a tent without the comfort of home. That's what I like, because that's how you camp. Like, you can't glam camp. You can't have these nice campers with TVs and ovens, because it's not the same as cooking a hot dog over the fire. So.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have. So.
Sweet. Awesome.